What I have for you today is the Miculek competition elevator for the 940, 930 series of Mossberg shotguns. It's an easy part to install. One of the main features of this elevator is after you've inserted the shell past the shell catch and you go to remove your thumb, it doesn't bite it like a shorter lifter might. The area between the end of the shell and the elevator itself is very small, just enough to get the job done, doesn't captivate your finger. And the other aspect of this Miculek one, if you're going to put it on their old model 930s, is that the first gen 930 elevators had a little problem spot right here, and they solved it later on. If you look at the material difference right here, this radius corner prevents the bolt shell catch to override this position and captivate it. So the new ones have this material here, so when the shell catch interacts with it, it won't lock the mechanism up. And that's current on all the 940 and most of the 930s, but some of the very early 930s had this elevator or lifter in it. And if you want to upgrade that, you can do it with the Jerry Miculek competition elevator. Kind of give you an idea how to install it. I recommend that you go to a qualified gunsmith to do any gun work, but they're easy to put in, but I always suggest go to a gunsmith. Okay, we're ready for the install, so you might want to show this to your qualified gunsmith when you bring them the project. You don't need but a couple tools. Bench block is always handy. I always want to work with the ejection port up, and I'll show you what reason that is for. Pins come out relatively easy. The trigger group itself, all the pins that keep it in the functioning position are inserted in the trigger group from this way. And if you come this way with it, gravity might have them fall free of the trigger group, and you don't want that to happen. So I always try to work with it in this position. So what you want to do is come around this way, and there's only one pin that keeps the elevator in position, and you see it has an E-clip or a C-clip on this side. You can just push it out, and hardly any pressure on it whatsoever. Go ahead and pull it free of the trigger group, and now when you take the lifter or the elevator out, you see this little mechanism in the back. It's attached by a pin that's just held in from a positional pin with a top hat on it. So we've got the other elevator out, and we're going to replace it with the new one. It's the same thing. Go ahead and you can put it in this position where you can keep control of the pin. And let's see, let's make it happen here. I have no light on me, and all the cameras are lit up except my work. All right, there it is. Went right back in. So I'm going to take the trigger group. So when you go to reinsert the elevator, you see this protrusion here that captivates the spring. It goes into this hole in the housing right here. So what I usually do is to put it, just lay it in there like this. Let me see if I can stand up and show you. And if you just line it up somewhat right to the rear and you push down on it, it goes right in, and you can go ahead back with your pin that holds the elevator like that, and it's installed. And I always check it to make sure that it's free in its motion, and it is. So if you want to put it back in, of course, just as easy, line up the pin fits. And whatever tool you want to use, a soft-sided hammer or back of a screwdriver, put them in flush, and they're in the position. And so there you have it, a pretty quick, easy installation of the Miculek competition elevator for the 930, 940 series shotgun. Get some.